Hello! Back for a little more. So this question is from Chrissy, and another question I love. You guys are asking such amazing questions. So Chrissy's question is, what emotional states are linked to autoimmune disease? Example, when you aren't using your voice, you'll likely get a sore throat. I know there are so many autoimmune types, so this might be difficult to answer. Yes, this is a big question, and honestly, I could probably create a whole year of content on this question. This could be a book, it could be a year-long course. So I want to give you some resources and also speak to your specific example. And then if you have any other specifics that you'd like to inquire about, pop them in the comments. I'm happy to answer any of the other ones that you have questions on. But let's start with your example. So you aren't using your voice and you get a sore throat. Has anyone else noticed that ever, where you're not like speaking up for yourself and you aren't able to stand up for yourself and not using your voice? Maybe you're just being really quiet and all of a sudden you got a sore throat, or you are using your voice too much, right? And then you also can get a sore throat. So there's this balance of your confident speech, and energetically this is connected to your throat chakra, one of the main energy centers of your body at the base of your throat, called your throat chakra. Now, on the physical level, it's also connected to the sore throat, at least is connected to your immune system. So your immune system is affected. That's what happens when we get sick, right? And something isn't attacking the body. And that could be bacterial, it could be viral, something's attacking the body to create this immune response. I think of this kind of like invader syndrome. And what happens when we have invaders in our body is it's like think of the invaders as, I don't know, like little warriors in your body. And instead of sticking up for yourself, they're just going into like self-sabotage mode. So I think of this as, okay, the immune system is like turned on, something is attacking the body, the little warriors are coming in, but instead they're just self-sabotaging. So AKA, sore throat could be an indication that you are self-sabotaging by not speaking up for yourself. Does that make sense? And this throat chakra imbalance is it connects to this lack of confident speech, of being unable to speak up for yourself, as you mentioned in your example, Chrissy, and lack of boundaries as well. That you might feel like you're that yes woman, you're unable to say no because you feel bad saying no or whatever. You might resonate with the people pleaser energy. And what happens is this can become chronic. So, if you don't stick up for yourself one time or something, maybe you'll get a sore throat, but it's not going to lead to like complete thyroid imbalance in that one time. But what can happen is this becomes chronic. So for years and years and years, as we know, chronic illness does not happen overnight, but over years and years and years, you're not sticking up for yourself, you're not speaking your truth, you're afraid to say your true feelings and beliefs. There's something you're keeping a secret, you don't have boundaries, or you have a lack of strong boundaries. If that is your story, and that's been your story for years and years and years, that becomes chronic, and it can lead to thyroid imbalances. Now, the thyroid imbalances could be more acute, or they could turn into this chronic illness like Graves' disease, Hashimoto's, etc. And I often talk about this and refer to Hashimoto's as the people pleaser's illness, where we are so stuck in this chronic state of, what can I say to make everyone else happy instead of what serves me? How do I feel? What boundaries would I like to create around this? Can I just say no when I don't want to do something? And yes, only when I am excited to do something. So absolutely, as you described, Chrissy, there's an emotional connection, emotional state linked to specific autoimmune diseases, like the emotions of the people pleaser, that can and is very often linked to Hashimoto's disease, which is autoimmune. This can be acute, like the sore throat you mentioned, or it can be, full on chronic illness. So if you have any other specifics you want to know, just let me know. I can use another example of fibromyalgia. So that's one of the chronic illnesses that I've struggled with. Fibromyalgia is linked to the emotional state of stress, overwhelm, feeling burdened, and like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Like there's no way out for you, and then this all is leaning on you, depending on you. That weight of the world is like, you have to make the decision, you have to figure it out on your own, and there's this burden of maybe even having to take care of other people in the process of figuring your own shit out too. So that is an emotional state that can be linked to fibro. So Hashimoto's, fibromyalgia, I could go on and on and on and on. So that's why I do want to know if there's anything specific you'd like to learn about. Otherwise, I would recommend the book. It's in my library next door. It's by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. And in this book, towards the end of this book, is a little bit of like it's not really a glossary, it's like a table. And the table lays out different physical symptoms and specific diseases, including many autoimmune diseases that are going to be listed, whether that is like migraine or it might be celiac disease. And as they're all listed out, and then there's an affirmation, and then there's an emotional state that is linked to them. That's based on Louise Hay's research. So that's a really good source to tap into the emotional links to different chronic illnesses and just physical symptoms on the more acute level as well. So I highly recommend that if you want to just be able to kind of have like a little bit of a dictionary. You can open up and go, okay, it's all alphabetical. You can go down migraines. Okay, what's the emotional root or cause to this physical pain of a migraine that might have caused or been part of the cause of that physical symptom. Make sense? So if you guys have any other questions on any other autoimmune diseases and either my intuitive feelings around the emotional states around them, or I can always look it up in the book for you as well, just drop them below. I'm happy to support you. I would go out and just get a resource like that, Chrissy, because otherwise it would take me a whole year to go through all these illnesses and all the emotions, stuck emotions, limiting beliefs, etc., that can be linked to them. That's a huge part of what I do in my programs and as a one-on-one coach as well. So happy to support you that way as well. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Love you guys and see you soon.